GTA 6 is 100% confirmed for May 26th, which is great because there was a bit of a scare of another delay, and I'm incredibly thankful that that looks to be not the case now. So May 26th, it is right around the corner. Now, in this long wait that we've all been going through for GTA 6, there's been all of these speculation videos and news videos and a bunch of clickbait, and for me, that personally kind of sucks because it's like, as fun as it is to watch some of that stuff, I'd kind of like the more grounded videos that, and maybe even just straight up speculation videos that go into potential features that a game might have when I'm looking forward to it. But the hype is just so real for GTA 6 that people can't help themselves with some pretty outlandish stuff, especially around the map. But you know what? I think the community has done a pretty dang good job coming up with an idea of what the map is really going to be. But with that said, today I'm going to bring you 10 insane things we are nearly guaranteed to see in Grand Theft Auto 6. So I'm going to start off with a bit of a weird one that I haven't seen anyone talk about, and that is tactical gameplay. So what do I mean by tactical gameplay? Well, if you look at this clip right here, in the GTA 6 trailers, you'll see we're in first person here. It looks like we've got kind of a body cam thing going on. It almost feels like Ready or Not. And I'm 99% certain that Grand Theft Auto 6, there's a big thing that they have not yet revealed to us. Like, yes, we know we have two characters. We have Jason and Laura. Laura! Dame la fuerza para luchar. Yes, Lucia. But I think that there's maybe even a third character or just something big that we haven't seen. And we know Rockstar likes to do that, kind of like how they dropped the 3 protagonist thing on us in Grand Theft Auto 5 shortly before release. So I'm curious, and it's looking like there's going to be a way to maybe play from the police perspective in maybe sort of like a tactical Ready or Not style way. I'm not sure how that's going to pan out or look, but I think that would be really interesting to see in Grand Theft Auto 6. We know you're going to be able to go into first person. So maybe those first-person controls are going to handle much more like a tactical shooter. I think they are going all out with the features on this game, guys, so I wouldn't be surprised if we saw that in first-person. The game handles much, much better and maybe even has some of those aspects and mechanics of a tactical shooter. In first-person handles better than we've ever seen it in a Rockstar title and maybe even in most first-person titles. And with the $2 billion budget, again, nothing is off the table here. I think it's safe to speculate pretty wildly at this point with the budget and hours that have gone into this game. So I know that's kind of a weird one, but this next one, we're guaranteed to see something. So we are going to see some elements involving outer space. That we know. So in Florida, there's the Kennedy Space Center, and the rockets launch from there. Sure, ground controls in Houston, but the actual rockets launch from Florida. Well, the game takes place in Leonida, Rockstar's version of Florida. So there's going to be a space program in the game. Now, I'm not sure if we're going to be like launching into space with rockets or something like that. Maybe that'll come in Grand Theft Auto Online. Based on stuff found in the code and some keywords, which I have a video covering, there is something space related in this game, and there's even some bits in the source code that point to how bodies react in unnatural environments, such as zero gravity. Now, what I really think this is you could see Jason playing video games and stuff during the trailer. I think we're going to have a Republican Space Rangers game, and then it's going to be kind of like a Halo knockoff or something. I think that that's really what that's going to be. But I could be wrong. There could be a legitimate mission to where you are in outer space. I don't know what it is, but maybe Jason takes something or Lucia takes something and we end up in some sort of altered no-gravity environment. But we do know based off of the keywords found in the data that there is going to be something space-related. So whatever that is, I don't know. If you have some ideas of what that is, let me know. But I think we've covered that enough. Let's move on to this next one. And this one, I'm 100% certain we're going to see. We're going to see time jumps like Red Dead Redemption 2 and map changes over time. So in Red Dead Redemption 2, as time goes on, Arthur's writing in his journal and, as the campsite moves, time goes on. There's almost different seasons, even though it's kind of illustrated by the biome that you're in. As you move around the map and you're experiencing these new biomes, it's supposed to be like seasons are changing, And as you play the game, buildings will be completed. There's a group who's, working on chopping down a bunch of wood and stuff like that, and you can help them out, save a guy who has a tree fall on him, yada yada, but eventually they clear on out. There's places in Valentine that get built up. We're going to see buildings be built and completed over the time in Grand Theft Auto 6, and not a freaking tower that never gets completed like Grand Theft Auto 5. That drove me nuts. So yeah, I think that's really cool, because what we're going to see in this game is we're probably going to see Jason and Lucy on the run, or at least moving around for some reason. They're going to be moving, going to different locations, and that is going to allow the map to kind of change over time. And when you revisit locations later in the game, they might not be exactly the way you remember them, because time will have gone on. That's something Rockstar has been trying to do for a while.
I don't think we're going to see that. Next is multiple cities. So I don't know why people seem so like, oh my gosh, is there going to be multiple cities? Of course there is. It's Grand Theft Auto 6. We're going to have Vice City. We're going to have a bunch of other stuff. We're going to have small towns. As far as a full-blown city, I'm not quite sure about that, but I think think we are going to have a smaller city. I think Vice City for sure is going to be massive, absolutely huge. And then the other cities will be, maybe half the size, maybe a quarter the size, but still another city
to go and explore. There will be airports and you'll be able to fly to these different cities. A lot of this game is going to be a road trip, I think, where you're moving around the map, very similar to Red Dead Redemption 2. And I think that's when Rockstar is at its strongest, because that's how they did it for San Andreas as well. It made the map feel freaking huge. You're constantly being pushed around it. And the big weakness with Grand Theft Auto 5 is, as big as the map is, people say it feels empty. And the reason they say it's empty is because, well, a lot of it's wilderness and nothing. No, I hard disagree. Grand Theft Auto 5 had a giant map that was totally capable of delivering that same experience. The reason it didn't is you're just ping-ponging around everywhere. You're all over the place. The story didn't stay contained to one location and move to another and move to another and move to another. There's a city at the very top left corner of Grand Theft Auto 5's map, and you'll never go there. Maybe you go there for one mission and that's about it. But something it should have done that San Andreas did is have you go and stay in that location for, a set amount of time. You're doing some missions around there and then you move on. Grand Theft Auto 4 did the same thing, so that's why 5 felt so small and didn't feel very immersive. You're all over the place. Rockstar is at its best when a part of the map's locked off and it opens up to you and you move there. That's what creates the adventure, the journey. You are moving locations physically and then you are there for a while before you progress to the next. And not only were you going to see that with how the map opens up to you in this game, but we are also going to see that with how time jumps. So, you move to a new location and new things are happening. You're in this location, you're doing missions, you move to the next, you move to the next. And by the time you go back and revisit the old one, well, time's changed and new buildings have been built, new things are going on, which will be really cool. It'll be kind of similar to like at the very end of San Andreas where you go back to Los Santos. All right, I know this is a top 10 list, but I went on ahead and did an 11th. It's just 11's not as sexy as the number is 10, but let's just state the obvious. We're going to have hurricanes in this game. They're coming. So be prepared for that. It's going to be really cool. Hurricanes are something I've always wanted to see in the original Vice City, and I'm super excited to see it. We're going to have weather events. Now, whether it's a part of the world itself or if it's narratively tied, I'm not sure. I do think it is going to be both. I think we're going to have some big hurricane event in the story, that's happening during the action and all that kind of stuff. So something really cool like that. But I do think we are also going to see hurricanes come and go, or at least very violent tropical storms as the game goes on. So be prepared for some crazy weather elements because we are definitely going to see them in this game. And I cannot wait to get on a boat, go out in the middle of the ocean in a hurricane and just let all hell break loose. This game is going to allow for so many cool things that you've never been able to do in a previous Rockstar game, Grand Theft Auto game, Red Dead Redemption. So just be ready to do some absolute crazy nonsense. But anyways, guys, that's my list. I wanted to keep it pretty grounded. Like I said, what do you think we are going to see in Grand